Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the Stripology podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I love to do this. And I love working with everyone I get to work with. So today I am jumping on really quickly. I really wanted to do this week's podcast episode. But at the moment, we have friends and family flying in. We have a wedding this weekend. So more friends, but they feel like family. Flying in from Brisbane, so friends that I grew up with, Melbourne, Darwin. It's been a lot of fun. If you're watching this on YouTube, then yes, I've been in the pool. I've just been eating and having a couple of drinks and having a swim and having some fun. We're about to go out for dinner. But this is an episode that has been requested, and this is something that I have put a lot of thought into. I'm going to keep it brief, but I know it's going to be helpful for anyone that struggles with feeling other people's energy. So I talk a lot about, when we work, it's fundamental, like it's one of the most important things to connect with our customers. A lot of them, whether they're aware of it or not, are seeking connection. And connection is something that really helps us to feel seen and heard and like a human being. It's just really nice to feel connected with the people that we interact with. It also helps in the sense that when we leave the venue, when we leave the social situation, when we leave anywhere, basically, we know when we felt connected with someone or people, so that's really important. And something that I'm really big on, and the way that I always like to work, is connecting with people and leading with an open heart, that open mindset of like, I really want to make sure that you have the best time possible. That's my intention. And I find, like, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say the majority of people in our industry are highly sensitive people. We're people that can sense other people's emotions. We're people that can easily, be very open. And that is a gift. I'll never not see that as a gift, But sometimes night after night after night, connecting with a lot of people, it can get taxing, it can get draining. So what I've been asked to speak about on this podcast episode, and thank you so much as well for asking for topics, because I absolutely love that. It just gets my mind ticking, has me thinking deeply. And so I really love that. And so if you're someone that identifies as a highly sensitive person, that can look like being intuitive, taking on other people's energy, all of that kind of thing, which is fantastic, like I said. But if you notice that it drains you and you're wanting a way to not take on other people's stuff, because as we all know, a lot of the time we're like naked therapists, and that's beautiful and that's okay. And a lot of the time as well, if we work with a lot of regulars, they're really seeking that. They're seeking that ability to connect with someone and feel seen and heard and feel that connection, right? So the thing that I want to point out, and I love analogies, and so I know that we're not the only profession that needs to deal with this. And so I want to give the analogy, for example, and I'm not saying that, I obviously see the difference between our profession and other professions that do this. They might be lawyers, they might be doctors, but there's this level of like drawing a line for yourself. If you notice that you're getting drained by connecting deeply with people and then carrying that into your own life, other professions do that too. So, for example, oncologists, right? People that work with people with cancer. What we want to do, and what I can only imagine what they want to do, is show up in the most compassionate way, where they are all in, where they are 100% there for their patients or their customers, their clients, whatever we're relating it to, showing up all the way, but then leaving a detachment to the outcome, right? So that's something I go on a lot about with manifestation, things like that, that detachment piece. So if you imagine like a doctor working with patients that have cancer, for example, you would hope that they would show up with 100% compassion, 100% being all in on helping that patient. And if worst come to worst and, an ideal outcome doesn't happen, not feeling responsible for that, but leaning back in the fact, knowing that they did their best. They did their very best to show up for that person that's, paying them. Or, for example, a lawyer representing someone, going all in, really being there for them, supporting them, getting to know them, like full connection, doing their best, and the outcome is out of their hands. If something doesn't go in their favor, having that practice of like, okay, cool, well, that's what happened. Same with us when we get dumped on with a lot of emotional baggage a lot of the time, or expectation for things to go further. It's like holding that space, seeing them in their needs, their wants, but then drawing that line of like knowing I can't always deliver the outcome that you're wanting, but I can do my very best to show up for you and allow you to move through what it is you're needing to move through. And then allowing that detachment, like my role here is to show up fully in what I'm capable of doing, giving the best experience. And if people want more, or they want to gaslight, or they want to, put their emotions on you and blame you or whatever, it all comes up in the strip club. It really does. I've been through a lot of it. Just understanding that line is drawn, that's their stuff, that's their story, and your side of it is doing a great job. And if that results in them becoming really attached or really whatever it is, it's not part of your story. So I really hope this has helped. It is a deep, complex situation. Sorry to be a little brief and abrupt. I'm about to go out to dinner, but that was the main driving point. So really looking back at that and going, where does my role end and where does their story, when is it theirs as well, and not feeling overly responsible for doing a really good job. And for not being able to fulfill certain people's requests and things like that, because it's going to come up. But the key is to not feel overly responsible, stay in your lane, remember what it is that you're doing and, providing a great service. And yeah, I hope that was really helpful. Again, if you have any requests, I would love that. This was really fun and interesting to just riff on, even though it was brief. But I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. And also, we are week 1 of the Industry Academy. I've just had someone else reach out. I'm going to jump in. We've done the live call. Everything's recorded. The content is open, but we still have 16 weeks to go. So it's not too late. If it's something that you're thinking about, payment plans are available, reach out. And please, as always, if this has been helpful, leave a comment, like and share, and all the things that people do, with podcasts. I'm not actually even sure, but it's all really helpful, not only for me, but the community. And also, as always, I appreciate everything. So thanks again for being here. I'll see you next week and have some fun.